on Justin Fields' Instagram account and searched his following, came up empty.
Hey.
And came up empty with Bears, too. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson follows them.
The offseason's officially here, which means we're about to get some answers to some very serious questions. Where's Kirk Cousins gonna go? Where's Russell Wilson gonna go? And most importantly, probably my favorite storyline of the offseason is what are the Chicago Bears going to do about their quarterback situation next year? Well, it seems like they've officially made a decision, or at least that's what they're putting out to the media. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications. Make sure you're up to date on all the latest NFL news during the offseason. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! My Super Bowl picks that I made in my content with the Patrick Mahomes free square didn't hit, but the one that I posted onto my story did hit, and you guys let me know how much money you made in my DMs. And now that the NFL season's over, we're officially directing our attention to the NBA. I give away my picks for free at the Flight Mike on Instagram, and right now when you sign up for Prize Picks, use promo code FlightMike to get up to a $100 deposit match when you sign up on Prize Picks. Or you can just use my link in the description down below. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? At this point, you guys know how the Chicago Bears got into this incredible situation by trading the #1 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft to the Carolina Panthers in return for the 9th overall pick that year, a 2nd round pick that year, a 1st round pick this year, a 2nd round pick in 2025, and DJ Moore. That 1st round pick in 2024 turned out to be the #1 overall pick in the NFL Draft. The reason why this is such a unique situation is the Chicago Bears already had a quarterback that they felt very confident in. I mean, DJ Moore himself said that none of the incoming quarterbacks in this year's NFL Draft are better than Justin Fields is.
Yeah, last week, somebody asked me that last week. I'm still like, bruh, where are y'all seeing this? Like, what makes him not the quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now? I get y'all got everybody coming out. It's like 2 of them. I don't think they better than Justin, so they cool.
Chicago Bears fans all love Justin Fields.
We want Fields. Echoing down here at Soldier Field.
And Ryan Poles himself has said that it's a very difficult decision that he needs to make.
And I know you said that you're going to look at all the options as it pertains to the #1 pick. Can you say definitively, is the #1 pick for the right price for sale?
Again, I'm wide open to anything. So if someone wants to call me with an idea, that's fine. I'm open to it.
But regardless, Justin Fields seems to be very realistic about the situation he's in.
You know what I did do, and I gave him my all. So whether it's here or not, I have no regrets. Shout out to you guys for making my job a little bit harder. But just to the city of Chicago, love y'all. Appreciate the fans and the support from all the Bears. In case this is my last rodeo with y'all, and just appreciate y'all for everything. So, thanks.
Now, over the past couple of weeks, there are a lot of decisions that were made that would make an individual think that the Chicago Bears are leaning one way or another, or other teams are willing to be very aggressive to get to the #1 overall pick. For instance, Cliff Kingsbury originally decided to become the offensive coordinator of the Las Vegas Raiders. He then decided to pivot and become the offensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders. Caleb Williams is from Washington, and Caleb Williams worked with Cliff Kingsbury last year at USC. He even congratulated Cliff Kingsbury the moment he got the offensive coordinator job. So maybe the Washington Commanders are trying to swing a big trade to hop from #2 to #1 to select Caleb Williams. But the problem is, how do you quantify the draft capital that is necessary to hop from #2 to #1 overall? Because at the end of the day, if the Chicago Bears want to trade the #1 overall pick, they're planning on getting a historic haul in return, a haul that would allow them to build around Justin Fields for many years to come. The options at this point are very simple. You either keep Justin Fields and trade the number 1 overall pick to another team and get a return that is very close to what you got last year. Maybe you get 3 first-round picks, or maybe you get 2 first-round picks and another Pro Bowl caliber player, or maybe you stand pat and you trade Justin Fields to a team that is in desperate need of a quarterback. And at this point, reporters just love asking teams in the NFL, what should the Chicago Bears do? I mean, it got this response from CJ Stroud.
The Rams, I don't know. Who is the first pick?
The Bears.
The Bears have the first
You
pick.
think they're going to keep Justin?
They should, if they're smart, but,
It's the Bears.
You said it, not me.
So things have hit a tipping point for the Chicago Bears. Now, I want to give you guys a disclaimer here. It is the off season. It's also smokescreen season. A lot of times you'll see reports get leaked out to the media just to stir the pot a little bit, just to incite a team to make a move. So this could be true and it could come from a legitimate source, but it could all just be a dance to yield a different result. So according to Albert Breer, the Chicago Bears have received trade interest regarding quarterback Justin Fields. Of course they have. But Breer mentions that Chicago staffers got inquiries from opposing teams at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Although the Bears haven't been shopping Fields, the front office used the discussions to gauge the 24-year-old's trade value. With Chicago owning the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft and several impressive quarterback prospects available, general manager Ryan Poles could move Fields, who was the number 11 pick in 2021. Although he's played behind an offensive line that struggled with pass protection throughout his career, Fields has remained inconsistent in his first 3 years in the league. In 13 starts during his 2023 campaign, he completed 61.4% of his passes for 2,562 yards and 16 touchdowns against 9 interceptions. He also rushed for 657 yards, although it represented a step down from the 1,143 yards that he racked up on the ground in 2022. However, he's still shown flashes of his former Ohio State self and could be an intriguing trade option for a team that's in need of some quarterback help. Breer revealed that the Bears will meet over the next couple of weeks to finalize their quarterback plans and are expected to make a decision once the scouting combine begins on February 26th in Indianapolis. Chicago hasn't officially made a decision regarding its future under center, although it appears that the front office could be interested in a fresh start. Guys, the scouting combine makes people do some crazy things, and typically, if you are going to trade within the top 3 of the NFL draft, you typically make that trade after watching these prospects perform at the scouting combine or on draft day. Typically, such a trade goes down during the scouting combine. For instance, the Washington Commanders traded to the number 2 overall pick in the 2012 NFL draft to select RG3 back in March 9th, 2012, very shortly after the scouting combine. And of course, the Carolina Panthers made such a trade on March 10th, 2023. So we're gonna get a decision within the next 10 days or so. So in the meantime, what direction are the Bears leaning in? And what is Justin Fields' value? I think Justin Fields' value really depends on the team that is interested in trading for him. I think in this particular instance, if you're looking at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think the Steelers would be willing to give up their first round pick, which is the number 20 pick in the NFL draft for a player like Fields. But I think if you're looking at a team like the Minnesota Vikings, it'll probably be like a second round pick or a first round pick and an expectation of a future second round pick in return to balance things out. At the end of the day, it's important to remember for the Chicago Bears, there's not really a clear-cut wrong decision. I mean, in the moment, no matter what decision you make is going to be perceived as a good decision. You either decided to sell high on Caleb Williams' hype and net a bunch of first round picks in return, continue building around Justin Fields. If Justin Fields proves to not be the guy, then you could try getting a quarterback in future drafts, or you decide to start all over, draft Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick, maybe get Joe Alt or Ollie Fashanu at the offensive tackle position, or draft one of the many incredible wide receivers in this year's NFL draft in the form of Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze to give Caleb Williams some additional help. You'll have a brand new quarterback on an undervalued contract for the next 5 years, which will kick your Super Bowl window wide open. But the question is, are the Chicago Bears ready to compete now? I think this team still has a lot of holes personally, but at the end of the day, I don't think they can make a wrong decision here. It really just depends on on Ryan Poles' perception of the team. But at this point, you kind of get an idea of the direction Justin Fields feels like this is going in, because as a result of everything, Justin Fields doesn't follow the Chicago Bears anymore on Instagram. Now, you know things are really starting to get heavy once a player stops following his team on Instagram, but I would also like to remind you that the past couple of players that pulled off this stunt remained with their existing teams. I mean, Deebo Samuel a couple of off seasons ago did it, same with Kyler Murray. It seems like every single time a player unfollows the team, it usually means that he ends up back with the team. But if Justin Fields does get traded, I would be a little frustrated if I'm DJ Moore. I mean, DJ Moore is one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL. He's just never had stable quarterback play, and he finally gets traded to the Chicago Bears and has a career high in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. And now it looks like the Chicago Bears are about to trade Justin Fields. So what are the teams that could potentially make a move for Justin Fields? Well, in the past, we brought up that the Pittsburgh Steelers could potentially be interested.
We know that Pittsburgh's going to go out and get some type of quarterback, whether that's Russell Wilson, whether that's Justin Fields. Mike Tomlin's a big fan of Justin Fields. We'll keep that in mind during the offseason.
But at the same time, the Pittsburgh Steelers could easily take a flyer on a player like Russell Wilson as well. The Atlanta Falcons are a great destination. They're a young up-and-coming team with incredible talent at running back, wide receiver, and tight end. The New England Patriots are another option. The Washington Commanders are a potential option. The reason why Justin Fields would be attractive in this particular instance is you don't need to give up a first-round pick or a high first-round pick to get him, and you'll also have him on your roster for a year before really needing to make a decision on whether or not you should pay him a large contract. So at the end of the day, my personal prediction at this point is it looks like Justin Fields is about to get traded really soon. But at the same time, this could be a smokescreen, and I've been wrong before. Historically, whenever there's a player that's dubbed as the next great once-in-a-generation type quarterback prospect, and a team has the opportunity to take him, usually that team will end up taking him. Some people buy so much into the hype, and at the end of the day, it doesn't even come down to what the general manager or coach of the team wants. It comes down to what ownership wants. And if you really think of this from a marketing perspective, a jersey sales perspective, just in terms of a team's ability to generate a significant amount of hype for their franchise, at the end of the day, there will be significantly more excitement and hype if the Chicago Bears drafted Caleb Williams as opposed to trading that #1 overall pick, netting a bunch of first-round picks, and building around Justin Fields, even though the second option sounds a little safer in my opinion. But let me know in the comment section down below, is Justin Fields about to get traded? And if so, where is he going to get traded to? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.